Hello again, Hardbackson here. Today we're going to take a look at our Instructions 9 note card for temp attach. Temp attach is a cool tool and everybody likes it, and it's used all the time. So let me start in talking about experiences. Um, Currently, the way things work in Second Life and have pretty much forever is that to do a temp attach item, it requires permissions. And these permissions for temp attach are not automatically granted in any way. So you will always be asked for permission to do a temp attach. Linden Labs has given us a way around this limitation by using an experience key in the scripts. An experience key is a way to join a group or join the key, I guess you'd actually have to say. And if you join that and accept that, it's one way around getting the permissions you need automatically for temp attach. And to get an experience key, one must have a premium account. Once you have that premium experience key with your premium account avatar, it's very simple to open up a script and select your key inside the script. And let me actually edit this script and we can take a look. If I had a key, I could use experience right down here in the lower left or of the edit window, and that would open up a drop down window and you could select your key. I do not have an experience key and therefore I can't use this in a script. So once you do that with your key, you have to go up here to About Land or whatever it is and go to the Experience tab, and then you have to add your key on the land itself as well, and then it's active and good to go for that script that you've added your key to. So that's kind of how that goes. At this point, I would like to recommend that you do not share your scripts that include your key with others. And the reason is you will be held responsible for everything your key is being used for. And if it's for griefing, that could be a pretty bad deal. I haven't actually heard of anyone losing an account to this point, but it is possible. You can set your key to rating just like your sim is. You've got a general rating, you've got a moderate rating, and you've got an adult rating for your keys, and you can set those once you get them. A general rated experience key will work in all rated sims. In other words, a G rated key will work in G rated sims, M rated sims, and adult A rated sims. On the other end of the spectrum, if you set your key to an adult rated key, it will not work in a G rated sim and it will not work in a moderate rated sim. Only in adult sims will your adult key work. Okay, so there's a link down here at the bottom of the note card. So that you can go and explore everything there is to know about experiences and how to get them and how they're applied and what happens. And so I stuck that in here for you to look at. At any rate, that's enough about experience keys. They're nice to have, and it's nice if you got like 4 things you want to temp attach. You have to accept every one of those temp attaches, or use an experience key, and you only have to join the experience key, and all of those will automatically attach for you. So it's kind of a nice thing to have. At any rate, next, here in the list, I've put a temp attach demo in here for V4, and it kind of says have a look at it. So let's go ahead and drop that out on the ground. What I want you to look at is this sit attach plugin. Special things in here. First, we have a plugin menu setup, which is something new at this point. We haven't seen it before, but we have a menu plugin template that can be set up, and you could, for instance, build a menu from that plugin template script. You do get to give it a name. So in this case, what we're doing is we're asking nPose to pull up a plugin menu named void, which there's no built-in plugin menus that do that, and unless you built one and added the script to your build, plugin menu void does not exist. So what that does is it sends nPose out looking for this void plugin, and once it actually gives up, it just silently fails and doesn't remenu for you. So this is what we're using to stop a remenu, and I'll get to the reason why here in just a minute. But then we have our exam line, so the sitter will sit, and then we're resing a prop, and this one's called nPose mesh, and it's in group 1, and it's in a quiet mode. There's our nPose mesh right there, so it is in the build. So once we res it, we can send a command out to that prop with prop do. We're going to nPose mesh, and that's in group 1, which is where it was resed at, is in group 1. The command we're going to send out is the temp attach command, and the added data we need to have is the avatar key to temp attach this nPose mesh to, and this placeholder, which we'll talk about soon. This placeholder called AV key actually goes out and gets the menu users. So if I click for the menu, I'm the guy here that my key would replace this placeholder. That makes all sense. Okay, and then we have an unsit. So that should just be enough to temp attach. The nPose mesh to my avatar, as long as I accept the permission, and the permission will come up here. What will happen is that typically that temp attach permission comes up first before nPose remenus, and so nPose puts its dialog menu right here on top, so people don't actually see it. That's why we preempted the menu right here with this plugin menu void, so that it does not cover up your temp attach permissions dialog. Okay, any rate, so that you can see it and say yes or no. If you say yes, it will temp attach. If you say no, the prop will die. I mean, it just goes away. So it just doesn't stay there forever if you say no. nPose takes care of it and cleans up the mess. The next line here is an on unsit for seat 1, and we're sending a message to the prop again with the prop do, sending it to a prop named, all props named nPose mesh, which we've only resed one of them so far. all groups, doesn't care which group, but we're just making it die. So um, if I had this nPose mesh prop temp attached to me, if I stand or change seats, it's going to die. Okay, that's as good as I can tell you. And here was a little experiment I tried. I added a timer for 5 seconds, and I sent a command to nPose, which will remenu for me. So it actually, this is what the link message -800 does. We don't have to give it anything or set, or I think would work. And it should remenu for us. So it's kind of a test. So kind of, I'd like to see what happens. Actually, one more thing I want to mention is that we have a permission for seat 1. So in other words, I can't see that sit attached unless I'm seated, and I have to be seated in seat 1. Okay, so that's why you don't see an on sit here or an on sit here, because we have to be seated. So there's really no need to wait for the sitter. We know the sitter is there. We have to be seated in seat 1 to even see that menu item. So that's kind of a cool thing to mention. So let me sit here in seat 1, and then let me click this thing for menu, and now we do see the sit attached. And what I'm going to do is get that out of the way, and let me click for sit attached. And you see the prop resed, and you see the permission here. And then 5 seconds later, the menu comes back. I want to look at this. nPose mesh is an object owned by me. Would like to attach to your avatar. Is this okay? Yes. And boom, you see it actually attaches. Okay, so that's all there is to it. There's nothing by menu to get rid of this thing, except maybe because we have that on unsit in there. If I change poses, it's going to go away. If I sit attached, say yes, and then stand, it's also going to go away. Gone. So that's what that unsit does for us. At any rate, now that we've seen that, that's one I wanted to actually have you look at, mainly for delaying the menu and turning off the remenu, and then 5 seconds later asking nPose to go ahead and remenu again. So it just delays it so you can see the temp attach, and then it brings back the menu. Okay, and that's what this thing's all about. So go ahead and look at that at your leisure, tinker with it, or do what you want to do. So let's move on. It said we will do something a bit different in class than what the demo shows. We're just going to add a different approach to handling the temp attach. And it looks like I said that twice. At any rate, we will be using the pad from the last instruction card we used. And then we're going to set up the object to be used for temp attach. So we need an object to temp attach. Pick the attach point you want when you've got your object when attaching this item. Attach this item from your inventory. Well, I guess I'm going to go ahead and just build something here. It's just a box. Okay, and I'm just going to call it box. And full perm box, so it's no big deal. And now let me take this back to inventory. Go over here to recent. There's my box. Okay, so it says pick attachment point you want, attach the item from inventory, and edit it. For Firestorm users, right-click the object in your inventory, then choose Attach To, and then go ahead and choose the point you want to attach it to. How about with this one? Attach To. Come on, stay there. Nose. And there it is. Adjust the item into place. The object properties will remember the attach point that we picked and the adjustments we've made. Okay, so let me do a little bit of adjustment here. Let's edit this box and move it back, move it up. Maybe not quite that far back there. Now I've got a nice hat. Okay. So now what's it say? Add the prop plugin to the item you are going to attach. So let's go up here to our prop plugin. I want to add that prop plugin. Boom. Now set permissions on this item. This item must be copy and also transfer if you wish others to use it. So in other words, it doesn't have to be transfer if it's only for yourself. You're the owner and you will remain the owner even when it's temp attached. If someone else is going to temp attach this, then that's not going to work. It has to be transfer. And if it's going to be copy, if it's going to be resed out, you want to make it copy because it'll res out one copy and then you're done. And it says close the edit and detach the item. So we go back over here, right click and detach from self. There, my box is all detached. Now it says this temp attach item is ready for use. It was pretty simple and straightforward and ready to go. If you were going to attach a glass, maybe you'd use your right hand or the left hand, one or the other, to attach to and then adjust. Or glasses, maybe you'd use the nose like I did, but it says go ahead, let's add this to the pad. So let me edit this, add my box to the pad since it's all ready and we're ready to move on. And it doesn't seem to want me to be talking so much. So next, let's make the menu button to attach this thing. Okay. So step 2 is make a note card, name it, set, attach. Copy. Let's go down here to working. Add a note card and name it, set, attach, paste it in there. Okay. This example assumes that nPose mesh is the name of the item. Change the item name to match your item. So, oh yeah, inside the note card, add a line. This one, copy this and attach, paste. Okay, now add a second line. Copy this, save, paste. Now I need to change these names to match my box. So I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, save and close your card and add it to the pad. Close the card, add it to the pad. Now what we got to do here? Now, using the attach object. Currently, this will work either standing or seated, since there are no restrictions on the card to make it show, so it'll show to everybody. You can click the menu and select attach. You will be asked permission to attach before the actual temp attach will happen. If you click yes, the item will be attached. So I guess let's go ahead and try that. Let me touch this guy for menu, and there's the attach. And I didn't do anything to delay that. Let me close it, the menu out, and there's our temp, the box. Now we're talking a box wants to temp attach. So we'll just say yes, and well, look at there. I'm wearing the box. Now, I'm assuming we're going to do something to get rid of this thing. Step 3. We want to make the button to detach it. So make a note card in your inventory and name it detach. So let me copy this. Go over here. Create a note card and paste. And inside the card, we want to put this die. Copy. Paste. Now we want to make sure that we're sending this die out to our box. Save and close and add it to the pad. So there we go. And now you have a menu button to attach the item. The avatar which the item is attached to can also right-click this worn object and select detach there as well. So I can actually touch this, and I haven't added it to the pad yet. So let me touch this again. There it is. We have a detach. And yes, it works. And we can go to attach. And another thing I like to do without getting rid of my menu is I've got this clicker up there that tells me I've got a notification. It's from the box, and it is the attach. Now I should be able to right click this thing and also detach. Yes, I can. So that kind of proves the note card. We've got a link here to the temp attach, and also that link to learn all there is to know about the experience key. So that should complete our course, and we've proven everything out, and see you next time.